What's up, everybody? We are back here with the next 5-minute video. Today we're going to talk about how to compete with the big companies. Whether you're competing with these Goliaths in a large industry, in a saturated industry, or you're just new to this space. There's a few things I'm going to talk to you about and how to actually stand out. Number one is personalization. Having a personalized relationship with the person you buy from is the 1950s way to purchase. But if you can offer that somehow in today's world, online even, you can win because you leave people with an experience, not just buying something, but an experience. Number two is study your competition and figure out a way to differentiate. Now, there's no magic answer here. Everybody's different, but I'll show you how we use it at Mailshake. At Mailshake, it's a cold email outreach tool. We're in a crowded industry where companies, our competitors, are $10 million plus businesses. Their teams are about 10 times the size of ours, and they have 100x the budget. Our budget actually is closer to $0, and that's because we do a lot of content and inbound and word-of-mouth marketing. But our core differentiator is we are easy to use. Our UX is dead simple. And on top of that, our pricing is cheap. Not showing off here, but at the end of the day, we looked at our competitors, and we looked at what was good about them. And yeah, they have a lot more features than us, and they can do a lot more, but I don't care. We can beat them because our UX is simple, and that was a big frustration in our market or our industry. So we decided to tackle it that way. Another thing you could do is offer services. Consulting services don't scale, but they help you get a foothold. They help you build that loyal audience, that loyal following, because you've helped people maybe use your product or help people succeed in what their problems are. Next thing is to deliver lightning fast. No matter what, when you're early on or you're in a competitive space, all your competitors move slow. I don't care what industry you're in. Fast is always the opposite of a large industry, aka slow. Next thing you can do is get your audience, your customers involved into content creation. Yes, UGC could work. Get influencers involved. This is very, very important because you can get your influencers involved in content creation or maybe using your product. Now you have great people who have an audience of their own to actually promote you. Another thing you can do is be where your audience is, paying attention to. What I mean by this is you can't be everywhere. You can't afford it. You're too small. Maybe your unit economics don't work that way. But at the end of the day, you can be where your audience is. If you're an e-commerce site in the fashion space, maybe you should only focus on Pinterest and Instagram instead of going after everything. Just nail that down and move on as you get market share, or just win at that. Maybe you win at influencer marketing. Maybe you win at Instagram, and that's it. That will get you pretty far. Another way to stand out is to educate your audience. Content marketing, content curation. I'm a big fan of this. Obviously, I do a lot of it at my personal blog, at our Web Profits blog, and most of our company blogs. But if you can educate your audience, your customers, and make them smarter, they remember you. They come back to you. They help you. They point out problems in your product privately instead of embarrassing you on social media or publicly. And the last thing is a community. Build a community. Get your customers together and get them talking to each other. Now, sounds fairly easy, but it's not. You can start by simply creating a Facebook group and talking to your customers and getting them talking back at you. After you hit a certain mass and you continue to do this, maybe you engage them asking questions and whatnot, you can get them to talk to each other. The core here of the community is to get your customers talking to each other. And when you do this, you win. You won't see most large companies have a community because they're too far gone. They have too large customers. They wouldn't risk it with 100,000 customers in a community, 1 million customers, but you maybe have 100 customers, 1,000. You can afford to do this. This is how you're going to win. Because again, remember, people buy from people, and the closer you can get to recreating that experience, that 1950s experience when you go to that local electronics store and buy a toaster. Now you do that on Amazon, or at least I do, or I buy a house with a toaster. I don't know. I don't eat toast, but that's what I would imagine people do in the 1950s. Now, the closer you can get to that personalized experience buying from a salesperson, the better you can get. And that's how you're going to win. Personalization. unique experiences, making your audience and customers smarter, and getting them together to create a community, some sort of unification. All right, guys, take care until next time.